Hi everyone, this is Christina within the garden, and today I got a box from David Austin Roses that I ordered 8 weeks ago, I think. And so they ship out in May, and I'm really excited. These are bare root roses, and so what we do when we receive them is we're going to put them into water, and then we're going to plant them as soon as possible. Today's a Thursday though, and I can't plant them till this weekend when I'm not working. So we're going to put them in water, put a root stimulator into the water so that they have some kind of nutrients kind of feeding those root system. But I wanted to show you the box they come in, the instructions, and what they look like when you receive them in the mail. So let's look at them. So this is what the box looks like, and you're looking at the front. The back says your roses have arrived. Upon receipt, soak your roses in a bucket of water for a minimum of 2 hours. Keep your roses cool and moist and plant them as soon as possible. So it's pretty cool. Let's show you what they look like. All right, so they come in this box, and you can see a gardener packaged it because there is dirt all over the invoice. So I got Claire Austin Roses, Princess Alexandria of Kent, James Galloway, Bathsheba, and Windermere. Now, the majority of these are climbing roses, so don't quote me on which ones are not climbing roses, but I will list them at the end of the video and in the description which ones were climbing roses and which ones were shrub roses. Now, this is what they look like. So you can see some of them started budding up their new growth. So this will be new limbs that come out. And let me see if I can take at least one of these out. There are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 in here. So let me set you up and you can watch as I pull them out. Oh, it's pretty easy. All right, so this is one. This is the James Galloway. So it says James Galloway is a, I'm sure I'm saying this wrong, Ala Cristal. I don't know if that means, I'll have to check and see if that means climbing rose, but I think this is actually a shrub rose. But look how healthy these roots are, and look how big these established canes are. And this is all the new growth. This is all the new root system that it grew this year. These are the canes. This is all the new growth that it's gonna put on as soon as we plant it. All right, let's see if we can grab any more to take a look at. Oh, this is a little one. This one is the Bathsheba. I wonder if the smaller ones, I'll have to compare my notes, if the smaller ones like this are the climbing roses and the bigger ones are the shrub roses. So let's see. Okay, this one is James Galloway, so that's just like the other one. Oh, that one broke. But let's save this. I'll put it in soil and see if we can get it to grow. Okay, so that's another James Galloway. This is Bathsheba, so the little ones are definitely those. Princess Alexandria of Kent. So that's what that one looks like. This one is the same, Princess Alexandria of Kent. Kind of the same size as well. Okay, now I'm not going to take them all out because I need to put them back and then find a bucket of water. Okay, this is Claire Austin. And if you can see this lettering, it's kind of dirty now. It's a, right there above my fingernail, a spore. So then this one, this bigger one, and I love how it's like neon pink. This one is Claire Austin, and these small ones are Windermere. Okay, If I had to guess, I'm guessing the smaller ones are the climbing roses and the larger ones are the shrub roses. So this would be a smaller one. So I'm wondering if those are all climbing roses. Now I might have that backwards, so I'll let you know. Let me put these in here and we're gonna go add them to water. I put some liquid fertilizer from Fox Farms. This one's Grow Big Liquid for lush vegetables growth. So it says the liquid concentrate fertilizer is designed for plants including tomatoes, vegetables, tomatoes, and roses. And I wanted to show you, so these have like a pink and neon-y yellow growth, which I never see that on my roses, so I'm wondering if it's the difference with English roses. But look at this one's white. And that could also be that these roses hadn't seen sunlight yet. I don't know how they're being stored, but sometimes when things aren't exposed to the sun, they can be this white, like translucent. But look how cool that looks. I'm excited to see what these will look like. But English roses, they sent a book. Let me show you what. Okay, so this is the book they sent. Let's go in the greenhouse. And English roses are not going to be your roses that you know today, which look very different. These are going to be doubled, or at least a lot of the David Austin roses are. So let me see if I can show you. So step one was to put the bare roots in water and rehydrate them, and then these are step two for planting, when to plant and where to plant. Okay, let's see if we can see some pictures. So it's just showing you how you're needing to cover the full root system. What to expect from a rose shrub: 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. That's pretty cool. And then it has these scan for some directions, but these are rose care, pruning care. I just feel like this is perfect. And then rose care by region. So the Pacific Northwest is where I live. So Washington, Oregon, Western Idaho, and California. Okay. So Pacific Northwest. So we've got February and March is spring pruning. April is the first feed and mulch, so that's where we're at now as growth starts. And then we spray when the canopy of fresh green leaves is applied. Okay, so this is the hydrating versus water well. In June, after the first flush of flowers, is the second feed, and a third feed is 6 to 8 weeks after the second feed. In November and January, let the roses go into dormancy. That's pretty cool. Okay, do remember that you can order these roses well in advance, but they ship them during a specific season. So it's May now, and I ordered them back in February or March. They give you a step-by-step booklet. They come all together. So it was a very handy way to receive them all in one box. I hydrate them and then I plant them in the ground, and I'll follow this step-by-step. Hi everyone, we are back to planting our roses. We have them in these buckets right here, and we're gonna decide between 3 climbing roses tonight. It's gonna be either the James Galloway, which is pink, and then we have, let's see, Claire Austin is our white, and then the Bathsheba is the orangey peach color. So we're gonna put climbing roses on either side of the shed, either side of the shop, and then we're going to put climbing roses on the either side of the shed as well. So whichever one we decide to go with down there, either pink, peach, or white, we'll do something different over here. Now Joe's idea is 2 different colored roses, let's say white on one side, pink on the other, but I would prefer them to be all the same color. And whatever we do not plant by the shop or the shed, we will plant somewhere else as soon as I figure out where my other climbing roses are gonna go. Now we still have the shrub roses, which is Princess Alexandra of Kent. And then we have the Windermere shrub rose. And then let's see, Windermere, I think that's it. So just the two, so I got two of each, two of the Princess Alexandra of Kent and two of the Windermere, and those two are shrub. Princess of Kent is pink and the Windermere ones are cream colored. So these are those very full doubled up roses with thousands of petals kind of in the middle and full. And I ordered from David Austin's website directly, and they came within weeks. And since they've been in the buckets, they have, some of them have put on growth. So let me give you a look at what that looks like. The one that did the best is this James Galloway, which the James Galloway, let me see, is our pink one. So I'm kind of thinking I'll put that one, since it's doing the best. We'll put those ones out first, but look at this growth that it's just put on just from being in the bucket. Look at all this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the challenge will be is to be careful and not knock these off. This one's doing well as well. This Princess of Kent is putting on a couple, but the ones that aren't are this bucket. They only are putting on marginal growth. So I might just put those in a place that, you know, if they don't work out, I won't care as much, but we'll start with these tonight. I think that made my decision. So we'll do the pink James Galloway tonight. So let me show you where they're gonna go. All we're gonna do is remove the dirt, and which is our native soil. We're gonna add some composting dirt back, and then we're gonna go ahead and add flower tone because I didn't end up having rose tone. And when you put the roses in, you're gonna deep water them and then cover them up with soil. All of our roses are in the ground except for two, the Bathsheba roses that are climbing roses, because I have to find a spot. So as you recall, or may recall, we had the rose bush here from out front and it was in a pot, and then we took it, we moved it over there. Well, what I found is that this is not the best place for anything that is a shrub rose, because it just grew into the grass. So with a climbing rose, what we're going to do is we're going to take these down and we'll reattach them to the greenhouse, so don't worry, and take that down, and we're going to build a trellis that goes up and over the shed, and we'll wind these white, kind of cream colored, I think these ones are the Claire Austin. Yep, Claire Austin. These are white, full cupped roses all the way around. And then yesterday we planted down by the shed, sorry, the shop, down by the shop we planted the pink roses. So we're having climbing roses here, climbing roses down there, and then the Bathsheba roses are the last ones. And then the Windermere and the Princess Alexandria ones are shrub roses, and they're up front. This one is the variety that was a bushing one. I wasn't sure if it was going to make it, but it had this. I didn't give up on it. It's been months and months and months. And finally, it has this little shoot off there. So we're going to give it a chance to spring back to life. See those petals folded into each other? I've only seen this with David Austin roses. Oh, it's more of a traditional right there, but it'll unfold. They start tight like this, look like little lipsticks. And they are heavy flowers, so they do often face their flower head downward. This one's another bushing rose bush. So not climbing, we'll get to the climbing ones. Now another one is tucked around this corner. Buried under the zinnias. And some of this particular variety is the same one as the other side that was having a hard time growing. So it has growth. You just might see more next year. Let's go check out the climbing variety. So this is the garden shed, and this one took a little bit longer, but as you can see, we've got some really thick growth there, so I don't have any concerns about this one. But the one over here is doing a lot of growing. And there's how beautiful that rose is. And they start out with this buttercream color. Now this one might have its tag. Yep. Oh, let's get in there. Okay, so these were the Claire Austins. So Claire Austin, buttercream yellow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It almost goes into a white. Okay, so we're at the end of our summer, so you'll see all of our plants are growing like crazy. Our dahlias in the back. Cosmos have self-seeded. Yarrow. We've got zinnias, cosmos. Oh, Dusty Miller. All right, so I planted one rose here, one rose there, and they're this light Gosh, it's like an orangey peach, and it's tucked in there. And when the zinnias die back, you'll be able to see it more, but I put this arch here, and you can see it's done all of this growing. So this one's a climbing. So if you can see, follow this trail up here, and then it comes there and goes up. And like I said, when the zinnias die back, you'll be able to see it more, but it's peeking through there as well. So great performance. Every single rose really did end up coming to life. Look at that. See how it's got those extra petals just wrapped, and then it's kind of loose, and it gets looser as it goes on, but they're starting out as those little tight buds. Just beautiful. Okay, then our next location was down there at the shop, so let's go down there. Okay everyone, we are at present day. This is the end of the summer, and we have 10 rose bushes that we showed you that we just planted, and it has been a beautiful summer. Each of the rose bushes grew and has growth. One variety in particular has very little growth, but it is growing. So every bare root rose that I did receive does have growth. Now, the climbing roses show the most growth overall throughout the summer. And in fact, I would say I could even trim those back if we wanted to. But of course, we're gonna build trellises and arches to hang each of our climbing rose bushes on. And so we're gonna show you the first set here. It's by the shop. And those two over here are climbing rose bushes. And then we put 2 climbing by the back of the house, 2 by the garden shed, not the greenhouse, but the garden shed. And then we put 2 of each variety of bushing roses up front. And the ones up front, the pink ones, are absolutely the most beautiful of the bushing varieties. But let's go ahead and show you those climbing varieties. Okay, so as you come up, you're gonna see, and I've allowed these to have these rose hips, and those are just where the spent blooms are. I'll actually show you. Oh, nope, the other side doesn't have any, but these blooms are about a white to cream colored yellow, and we probably can see the tag. Okay, James Galloway. So these are the climbing ones, and you can actually, let me show you. You can see this is what the new growth always looks like. It's like a red, translucent, very easy to snap growth. And then this is all the growth that happened since we planted it. Let's take a look at the other side. Now I had 2 of these very long pieces, and I went to bend the other one back and kind of away from the grass because I didn't want it to get mowed. And it snapped right off. I was so sad, but look, see how the new growth is a very ruby red, almost brown red. And then the older growth turns green. So what I imagine I'll do is I'll just even it up for the winter, or we'll let it grow like that, and we'll put our board that we're gonna put for our trellis here, we're gonna put an arch if we get it done as a winter project this year, and then I'll tie it to that. But if it stays like this, it'll get blown in the wind, so I'll have to make a decision if I can get that done. And then as you can see, we've got 2 rose bushes up there that we just showed you, 2 rose bushes at the shed, and then 4 up front. I hope that you consider growing roses as well and try out these David Austin roses. You can get them online. They ship them out to you as bare root roses. You soak them, you put a little fertilizer, food, or anything that would give them nutrients, and then you put them in the ground. I would say if you're going to do this, maybe order them at the end of winter and plant them in the spring. Follow the directions on the website though. You might be able to plant these in the winter, and then they might be growing by spring. So check that out. And thank you so much for watching this video to the end. I know the surprise and the beauty is really at the end. It's not at the beginning when we're looking at bare root roses, but it's just amazing how beautiful, full, and unique the David Austin roses are. So thank you so much for watching this, and we will see you in the next video.